Pandas. Good morning, pandas. Good morning, good evening, wherever you're from. Good afternoon. Glad that you can join the stream. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope everyone's doing well. Hey, let me say some good mornings to everybody. Hey, good morning, Bill Jesso from Ontario, Canada. Good morning, Kelly Ann. Kelly Ann says, let's hope for more volatility today. Woo, I don't know. Yesterday was crazy. But I did like that movement. I did like some movement. That was a little too crazy for me. But I did enjoy actually finally having some movement after some very slow days. Good morning, Steve Y. Good morning. Henster K from California. I believe Steve Y is from South Korea. So welcome. Must be late over there. Sleepy Joe asks, how do you become a YouTube member? Hey, just hit that join button. If you're watching it full screen, minimize the video and you can see a join button. It's just $5 a month. You could become a panda. Enrique says, Buenos dias from Mexico. Vamos, baby. Let's go, baby. Rafael Diaz says, good morning from Midland, Texas. Good morning, Jason, our trusty moderator. Brandon Jones, good morning from Florida. Good morning, Adrian from the UK. Welcome. Good morning, Sergey from sunny Belgium. Love it. I love it. Good morning, Scott from Lancaster, Ohio. Good morning, Cad. Good morning, Brian from Texas. Let's go, baby. Good morning from Chicago, SW Blaze. D-Lou, good morning. Hey, welcome. As people are rolling in. I'm going to describe a little bit what's happening here. I'm Bye Money. Welcome to my stream. Here, we like to trade only one single instrument with one single setup. We trade the E-mini exclusively here. And I'm looking at the 2000 tick chart. And the single setup that we look for, two-legged pullback. The setup that looks like this, two-legged pullback. So we define the setup in key areas such as moving averages, support resistance levels. For instance, if I bring this pattern here, two-legged pullback, into this trading range, we can see that we're able to make a scalp. In the right context, this is a greater than 90% probability to make 1 point. If you like more details about this setup, you can check out the description below. There are playlists. This one's a little tricky. We had the two-legged pullback here. But look at this two-legged pullback. I'm going to zoom in. Devil's in the details. We see that this two-legged pullback doesn't quite reach to the top of the trading range. Misses by one tick. And then it actually triggers below. This is the signal bar, terrible signal bar above the 20 MA. Actually triggers, creates a second entry, and then reverses immediately after about 3 ticks. Almost scalps you out, but reverses 3 ticks. Finally hits top of the trading range, and then here decides what to do. Here we actually see a reversal pattern because we get a trap right at the 20 MA. That's a little tricky. So context really does matter with the two-legged pullback. So here is not the best context. You actually miss the top by 1 tick, and so you're expecting to actually hit the top of the trading range. So when it actually comes back down, it actually comes back up, tests the top of the trading range right there, and from there it's kind of free game. Becomes a trap and actually reverses, hits a 240 SMA. Also, we trade pure price action. So that means that on the screen, all our indicators, we have as little indicators as possible, but every indicator on the screen helps the price action to 20 MA, solid blue line, 240 SMA, dash line. As you can see, bounce off perfectly here. It's coming back to retest it. I'm curious what's going to happen here, because if it breaks through this, I'm thinking we might be in an uptrend day today. Like, we might recover everything we lost yesterday, to be honest. Like, anything can happen with this volatility. Plus, this pattern, what I'm seeing, looks like a reversal pattern, right? You get a strong move down, comes back up, and when it comes back down, you see it hits the bottom, makes a lower, higher low here, right? Triple bottom here, Actually breaks above, comes back down to retest the extreme. Now it's going to come back up, and now we're breaking above the previous high, about to break above the previous high. Now we're making new highs here. So I'm thinking, if I saw like this pattern here looks like a reversal pattern. Double top actually turns to a triple top with a reversal pattern right here with the trap right at the 20 MA. So typically you would like to trade the two-legged pullback, second entry, but that reverses, making us think this is actually a reversal here, right, with the trap. So I'm thinking, man, this could possibly just come all the way back up. It could do amazing things today. Who knows? Yesterday's volatility was crazy. Today's volatility could just be just as crazy. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Anyways, also on the screen you can see numbers above and below the candles. And this is a indicator that automatically counts legs and finds second entries. And also identifies traps with magenta boxes. So for those following the stream, all you have to look at is this diamond here. This diamond will tell you everything you need to know. If it's a dark red or dark green, that means it's a second entry. If it's a magenta color, then it's a trap. So that's all you need to look at when we're trading price action. And we have to just make sure the context is good. And if the color is good, then we are interested in coming in with a scalp, a 1-point scalp. You also see me switching between a couple charts. I like to use the 5K, 10K, and 5-minute charts for my analysis. That's it for the introduction, pandas. Let's get some good scalps today. Hey, let's find the best setups. Let's not chase. Let's not get FOMO. Let's just enter the best possible setups possible, and that's the most we can ask for. Good morning. Good morning. Are your charts not matching, guys? I gotta do one reload before we start. One second, pandas. All right, let's go. Pandas, market's about to open. Just refresh the charts here. Let's make sure all our indicators are good. All right, pandas. What kind of day do I think is going to be today? Market's about to open in 5 minutes. Ending the poll right here. We got only 52 votes. Come on, pandas. Make sure you vote. I'll keep the poll up, but I'll kind of describe exactly what I think is going to happen today. Yesterday was crazy. But remember yesterday's stream. If I said we broke yesterday's low, or the day before's low, then we could have a crazy drop. Simple reason, two-legged pullback on the, well, it depends how you want to do this, but you can put it here. And a two-legged pullback. Right, we see the dark red one, second entry, top of the channel here, and I was surprised it came all the way down to the 20 MA. It actually came back to test the top of this trading range. As you can see, the trading range on the daily, this is the trading range indicator on the daily. By the way, if you want to know more information about the indicators, you can check out the official website at the bottom right of your screen, www.twoleggedpullback.com. Look, it hit the top of the trading range perfectly and bounced off of it. It actually went a little bit lower overnight, but now we're coming back above the 20 MA. So what kind of day do I think it's going to be today? I think it could be a bull trend day, to be honest. Like, I think we're going to recover all of this. It's just the market's so crazy. Another reason being is because we have a spike in channel. We have the spike. It's kind of hard to see, but I'll move this for a second here. Spike and channel, and guess where we bounced off? The bottom of the channel. So since we have like a strong rejection like that, strong bounce, strong support, you know, we could possibly come way back up to the top of the channel, and we're going to trade this spike in channel. This spike in channel is valid until it's broken down. And once it breaks down, then most likely it turns to some sort of trading range. But this is what I'm seeing, and so I could say possibly bull trend day today. Even though we had a crazy bear trend yesterday, I could think we could have just as much of a bull trend day today. Well, we'll see what the price action tells us step by step here. Let me readjust this, make sure we're on the right track here. And by the way, this is a longer term, for those who are interested, this is my daily chart. Longer term spike in channel, right? Spike. And we have this crazy channel that's just been going on forever. Currently breaking above the spiking channel here. But, I mean, if we come back down, we can come way back down to test this, but that's later. If that happens, that happens. But right now, I'm just looking at this and focus on this spiking channel. And also this trading range. We came back down to test the trading range, and now we're coming back up. And now we're above the 20 MA on the daily. So possible bull trend day today, pandas. I don't know. I don't really know. But that's kind of maybe the bias I'm going to have until proven otherwise. And I think this price action here is telling me the same, right? It's telling me that we have a triple bottom, right? 1, 2, 3, and this triple bottom actually makes a higher low. And so what we have here actually is this kind of reversal pattern, right? We come down here and we reverse, and we reverse. Every time we come back down, we start to make a triple bottom. And now this triple bottom is reversing, and we're broke above the previous pivot high. So we're making higher lows, higher highs, and we have this bias that possibly today is a bull trend day today. So right now, consolidation, but I think we could possibly be in a bull trend day today. And that's my analysis for today, guys. So let's see what happens. Market's about to open in 2 minutes. Good morning, pandas. Good morning, pandas. Bill just says, how long does it take to get one of your indicators transferred from one computer to another? It should not take long. Check your email. Good morning, good morning. David Kaplan says, so a dark red one and a dark green one is a second entry. That is right. Killian says, a 2 is a second entry. Actually, that's not true. The number does not matter in terms of second entry. The color matters. So Kellyanne thinks or says that, you know, if you have a 2, that means a second entry. This 2 happens to be a second entry, but this is a 1 here and this is a second entry, right? We have A, B, C. A, B, C. Market's about to open in 1 minute. A, B, C. So we got a second entry right there. And so these dark green, dark red numbers. So this next reversal will be a second entry. Market's about to open in about 30 seconds here, pandas. This is the 5-minute chart. 5-minute chart, 240 SMA is being broken. And now the 20 EMA is about to go above the 240 SMA. Even after this craziness, we're going right back up. We can go right back up, pandas. The main reason being is because the daily is pretty much in a trading range. And because it's in a trading range, it can go violently up, violently down. So like just see for this candle, right? It went crazy down and it reversed, right? Like this movement on this day was probably crazy at the time. And the next day is just as crazy, even crazier, actually. So you had this crazy movement down yesterday. Today it could be even crazier. Who knows? But we are just rocket ship. Market is open. We are on an uptrend right now. Breakout point, I think, is right here. So we're gonna come to retest this. You do not want to trade against this. I think whatever consolidations here has been broken. We could possibly have measure move. Oops. Measure move's already reached, pandas, and we're breaking above it. Gonna come test this breakout area. And once it tests it, I need to see what happens. But man, like I said, today can be crazy, and I think it could be a bull trend. If we can make all-time highs today, that's how crazy today can be. That's how volatile. When the volatile starts to hit, it can hit hard, and it'll hit both ways. Okay, Kelly, I'm sorry, I might have misunderstood, but yeah, that's how the indicator is being used. Welcome to the stream, pandas. Hey, hit that like button if you're enjoying the content. Let others know. If you every time you hit that like button, it lets another panda know. Another panda is born. Those endangered pandas are born. Let me get more pandas in this world. Possible H4 or L4 setup. L4 lost. We can make a two-legged pullback back to the 20 EMA here. Maybe interested. Maybe. Checking the 10K chart. Check out the 10K chart. 10K chart is giving us a little more information than 2K chart. As you can see, there is a trading range in the 10K chart. We hit the bottom of the trading range, and now we're coming towards the top of the trading range. So we can bounce off here at the top of the trading range, which is pretty much where I have my line. The exact point is at 42.1575. 42.1575 is right here. So this is the top of the trading range on the 10K chart. And we can hit it and bounce off of it. Okay, we lost this two-legged pullback. No two-legged pullback here. We're coming back to the top of the trading range. Incredible, right? When you look at this price action, it comes up, it's way back down. You think this is doomsday, this is it, this is all there is, the market's gonna crash. Lo and behold, we're finding ourselves in a trading range, coming right back up to the top of it. Missed it by one tick so far, or two ticks so far. But that's the amazing thing about this trading range indicator, right? It marked this trading range way back here with these three candles. And with these three candles, it started to recognize this trading range and start to recognize this choppiness. And because of that, it was able to mark and identify the bottom and top of the bounds. Hit the top of the trading range perfectly. That's what we have here. Pandas. We hit the top of the trading range. I don't want to go short here because this is essentially a breakout still. Right? When you look at the 10K chart, it's just pure bull bars. Very hard to trade against this to go short. I'm looking to go long, but we're also now at the top of the trading range on the 10K charts. This is why days like this can be confusing. These strong bull bars or bull swings and bear swings, they could just be legs in the trading range, and typically they swing very hard. But it's good to be aware. Good to be aware. Let me look at the charting here on my 2K chart. Basically stop charting after this went crazy. Do we have something here? Oh, pandas. Let's mark this trade. Let's mark this channel here. So on the 10K chart, we're breaking above the trading range, but fail breakout, fail breakdown, and this could be the reversal here that we're looking for. Really need to break above right here, and once we break above here, then anything can happen at that point, but at any point anything can happen. But all I know right now is I'm not trading counter to this uptrend. It's just too strong. And there is no setup at the moment, unfortunately, unless you just buy. You just want to buy right now. Buy anywhere. Make a scalp. Pandas. Hey, if you're enjoying the stream, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe. You can become a panda by hitting that join button under the video in the description, like right above the description. Coming closer to the top of this channel here. I think we're gonna break through it, but man, I would like to see some. This is crazy. Like no entries here. This reversal, who would have known that that reversal right here would have produced this? That's insane. Ooh. Wow, 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 wow. No entries. It's just a straight shot. Whew. Coming top. Again, you do not try to go short into this at all. Thoughts and prayers those who went short. Right there. This is near a key area actually. But most times these trend lines break, right? They break and fail breakout. And most times those breakouts fail. So we can poke above it, come back below it. Remember, this horizontal line is the top of the trading range on the 10K chart. So the 10K, the trading range is still valid. Like we're still in this trading range. Right, look to the left. Like even though we see a huge bull swing like this, you gotta look to the left, right? You gotta look to the left of the charts. We see that we have all this price action here, that it's like has to rip through. Bill Gesso says, bought after the recent 2 red candles and got 2 points. So he bought just right after this on the first entry. Congrats, Bill Gesso. It's not the strategy that we're looking for. It's not the strategy that we're implementing, but hey, if you make money that way, you make money. I think Al Brooks would say strong bull breakout. Any pullback will be a small pullback. And so that was, so thoughts and prayers to those who went short here. We're seeing that we made a trap here. Let's see how high this trap goes. Trap is currently, okay, those who went short here are probably stopped out now, and it's just, that's why you don't go short against this. For those who thought we can go short here because we're hitting this trend line, sorry pandas, you gotta first break the trend line and then fade it, because most likely it'll be a failed breakout. I'm maybe looking for short now, but man, this is like, you need to see a break of trend typically, and this is like, whew. This is going straight up. Like, look at the 20 MA. It's not even, man. Is this a bull trend day today? Maybe that's what I'm thinking. Ending this pull. Let's look at the daily. This is how the daily looks at like right now. Pandas, 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 pandas. And there's no entry so far, sorry. Trying to find the best setups possible. And this is a little too late in the trend for me to go long. And we're hitting the top of this. Right, we're hitting this trend line now. Expecting some sort of resistance. Expecting some sort of test of the 20 EMA sooner or later. Like we're gonna come back to the 20 EMA. It's just a matter of time. As long as there's such thing as markets, we're gonna hit the 20 EMA. Look at the 10K chart. Goodness. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Hit the bottom of the trading range. Actually missed it by 1 tick, which is a clue. It was all the way up. Whew. Incredible. 5 minute. This is how the 5 minute looks like. If this is not a bull breakout, I don't know what is. Like we are in an uptrend right now. Recovered almost all our losses yesterday. Like we're coming back up. We're gonna hit the 20 EMA soon. I feel it. It's gotta time this right. The trading range indicator is recognizing that there was enough chop here to actually create a trading range, making me think we're losing momentum for the bulls. And doesn't mean that we're gonna stop our bull trend, but most likely have a pullback to the 20 EMA sooner or later. But I would need some setup here. I would need like a lower high setup. I would need something more than just the second entry like this. Almost makes a point at the zeros. Let me zoom in, it's a little hard to see. It makes a point at the zeros, bouncing off. Doesn't hit the scalp yet. But you do not want to trade counter to this, not yet. Okay. I'll make a lower high here. I'm pretty sure we can come back to the 20 EMA now. I want to take this lower high setup Only if it's not an outside bar. I do not like to trade outside bars. Consider to go short here, actually. Thinking we're going to hit the 20 MA now. It made an outside bar. I don't like that. I don't like how the outside bar is made. But that does make a point here. I don't like that. And we're actually getting rejected at the trend line here. Too far from the 20 MA to take this long. We do have a two-legged pullback forming here though, pandas. A, B, C. Two-legged pullback. But hitting our heads right on this trend line and reversing there. Woo! So we're making some strong moves down. Don't forget, on the 10K chart, we are at the top of the trading range. So do not forget about the trading range we're in the bigger picture. We could have a potential two-legged pullback, but after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bear bars in a row, it's not something I'm very interested in. But look at the 5-minute. Ooh, that's not good. Strong bull breakout, but now this follow through is very terrible. Wow, 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 wow. Just reversal on a dime like that. See, that's that lower high. That's why you wait for that lower high setup. That's what the bears were waiting for that lower high to feel confident, causing this strong bear bar. That's why I want that lower high, but that lower high broke this bar, right? It went up and then broke, and I don't like those outside bars. Even though it's a pretty good signal bar, I don't like those outside bars. We do have a two-legged pullback here. Terrible signal bar. Pretty much a doji. I might be interested in going long. I would need a decent signal bar though. Yeah, the 5-minute when it looks like that, it's kind of hard not to go long. You don't want to really go long into this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bear bars in a row. Usually the first pullback will be minor. All right, so what we have here is strong breakout trend. It's hard to go short and long here because now this could just be a trading range. And we're about halfway. When we get to the halfway point, that might bounce off, or pretty much around the 240 SMA. Let's see how it reacts to 240 SMA. I mean, if this trading range is accurate that's forming here, then we could have a higher low setup that we could look for. But notice the higher low setup now will look like a two-legged pullback to the 20 MA, so you gotta be careful. It's a weak signal bar. I don't think that's strong enough to reverse this. Better trade is a higher low setup here. Thinking trading range after this. Typically, A tops are not the typical thing. You typically will have some sort of pullback somewhere. So most likely trading range, but anything can happen. Like I said, on the 10K chart, we are just in this trading range, and we could trade in this trading range for an entire day. Like, to be honest, it's big enough for that. And the moves can be big enough to scalp both ways. We got a new member, Pandas. Let's see if he pops up here. Trading range expands actually, and notice this is we're at the bottom of the trading range now. We have a trap here. I'm looking for a higher low setup. Higher low setup gone. Trap makes a perfect scalp. Brandon Joseph, that's my renewal. All right, that makes sense. Thanks for renewing. Thanks for that. You see you have that first entry now in your badge. Pandas, thanks for those who have the two-legged pullback already. At 6 months, you actually will enter into the second entry onto your badge. That's why you don't go long. That's why you don't go long right here. Right? Two-legged pullback. There was room to the 20 EMA, but you don't go long because of about 9 bear bars in a row. This is a stronger signal bar. This might be better long to go into. Let's see how it, also close to the 240 SMA, also halfway point of this breakout. This could be a good long to go into, but I would like it to have a good signal bar. Currently this is the signal bar, and I'm waiting for a better signal bar than that. Typically when you see a bear bar like this, there's another follow through. Typically you should see some follow through. Close to the 20 EMA on the 10K chart. Just noticing these things because we could have some more room down. I'll look for H4 setup here. Signal bar is not strong enough. Pretty much ends right in the middle. If the signal bar was good, I might be more interested, but I'm looking for a H4 setup here. Sleepy Joe says, scalped out that trap. Congrats. Hey, show some love to Sleepy Joe. Show some love. Pandas. This is a 2000 tick chart. Lucas asks, how many ticks is that chart? It's 2000 tick. The other one is 10,000 tick. The one I switch over to. I switch over to this one. This is 10,000 tick. And here we can see the trading range pretty clearly on the 10,000 tick. And so when we see this huge breakout, you gotta remember we're in the trading range. And so it could just be a bull leg in the trading range. So looking for a H4, possible H4 setup here off the 240 SMA. And I'll be very interested in going long. But I will need the H4 to trigger here. We might lose the H4. If this hits the zeros, we lose the H4. Plus the signal bars were not good to trade long here. But according to the trading range indicator, we are in the bottom of the trading range, making me think that we can go up here. I know it doesn't look like a trading range, but because of the chop created from these bars right here, these 3 bars created some chop, and because of the chop it created, oh, we got an H4 setup, Pandas. We have an H4 setup, Pandas. I'm interested here. Please don't be an outside bar, but I'm interested going long here. Priming up my order. Bottom of trading range, H4 setup, 240 SMA. We need a decent signal bar though. I don't want a terrible signal bar. H4 setup, Pandas, I'm in the H4. Come on. This H4 is a little sketchy because it ends up making it two-legged pullback back to the... Whoo! Let's go, baby! Let's go, baby! Easy as that. $100 made. Now let's see if we can get a runner. A nice little runner here. I doubt the runner will go very far, but Pandas can dream. maybe top of this trading range. Not that I don't think it can hit the top of this trading range, but I don't know if I can get to the top of the trading range before my runner gets stopped out here. Let's go, baby. Right now I'm in a long position. Completely no risk right now. Most likely we'll get stopped out. Stopped out, but hey, pandas, let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Let's go, let's go. Easy money, man. H4. Easy money. Let's go, baby. I wouldn't actually go short here because look at we're at the bottom of the trading range. And you don't want to go short in the bottom of the trading range. Plus, the signal bar is not that good. Turn the money off. Yeah, trading range indicator for the win, baby. Let's go, baby. And you're like, looking at this, you're like, where's the trading range? I don't get it. Why would this be a trading range? Well, price action. Price action is telling us trading range began right here. Amazing. We have a lower high setup forming on a 10K chart, which could bring us all the way back down to the bottom of the trading range. That's a possibility. Two-legged pullback forming on the 5-minute, possibility, right? Also two-legged pullback forming on a 10K. This could also be another setup here. But right now on the 2K chart, we see a trading range. And so for those who went short here, thoughts and prayers, right? Even with a good signal bar like that, thoughts and prayers to you, because bottom trading range, if this is bottom trading range, then you do not want to go short right here. Thoughts and prayers to those who went short. Thoughts and prayers. You might get your scalp, but man, when you get this choppy like this, bottom of trading range, this trap might trigger. Trap triggered, outside bar trap. But technically it hasn't triggered yet. It will trigger after this candle's done. But thoughts and prayers to those who went short here. Trap triggered. Trap triggered. Mackians just got stopped out if you went short right there. Yeah, I should take that trap. I was considering a trap, but to me it was like a little too choppy. Like for me, if I were to go in a trap, I like it to look like this. I would like the trap to look like this. Second entry fails, then traps above the 20 MA. I didn't like this trap because it was below the 20 MA. So to me it was a little risky. That's why I didn't want to take it, even though it was a pretty good signal bar. We have a potential L4 setup now, pandas. Potential L4 setup here. See, that's why the trading range indicator is nice, because it's recognized as trading range and we're at the bottom. This is why I didn't go short here. Even though it's a two-legged pullback to the 20 MA. Two-legged pullback, 20 MA. It's like, this is like our bread and butter setup here, but because of the context, it was not good to take. L4 disappears if it hits the 25s or 75s. 75, so it turns to perfect scalp. L4 gone. Now, after the Mackians get stopped out, now it makes a point to the downside. It wanted to stop out those Mackians. 10K chart looking solid, two-legged pullback off the 20 EMA. Let's see if we can get something here. Lower high setup also on the 10K chart on top of the trading range gives us a point, which is nice. 5 minute strong bear bar. Not much follow through though, pandas. Not much follow through after the strong bear bar. A strong bull swing, strong bear bar, not much follow through. This could mean continuation upwards in my opinion. I still think we could be a bull trend day today, but trading range possibility as well. Made a lower high here, or lower low. Very interesting. If you're thinking uptrend, right? So we have the break a trend, lower low, possible reversal here. Bottom of the trading range on the 2K chart. Sorry, fans, I know I'm talking a lot, but this is what happens when you read price action. You have to understand. You have to be able to think clearly between every single bar, the entire context. So this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to consider everything because when it comes to trading, actually everything here is, yeah, Daniel Eyes is right. 10K, bigger range, lower high, exactly. So that's why we got that point. That's why this triggered so suddenly because of that lower high setup on the 10K chart. But the thing is, when you read price action, you have to be able to articulate or at least think clearly about the entire context. And because of that, I end up talking a lot. Otherwise, this will all just be in my head. But the thing is about trading is that, especially with price action trading or any trading, is everything is probability. Everything based on probability, risk, reward, right? If you have good probability, good risk, reward, then, right, if it all makes sense, then you'll have a profitable strategy. But the hard thing is, I guess, is to find a system that does that. Even harder is to trade that system well. And so the two-legged pullback, I believe, is a system that has a profitable probability. And so everything is probabilities. That's why I like to consider everything. That's why I like to see everything. That's why I like to look at the 2K chart, the 10K chart, right? We have a nice two-legged pullback off the 20 EMA on the 10K chart, but also top of the trading range, right? So you got to consider both of these things when you trade. Big signal bar also on the 10K chart, so this could be risky, right? Your risk is very large with this big signal bar. That can cause a problem if you can't handle that risk. I don't want to trade that two-legged pullback on the 10K. Do I? Do I want to trade this two-legged pullback on the 10K chart? Context is telling me no. Top of the trading range. This would be a risky trade. Like, if you're to trade this, I think you have to swing this, to be honest. Right, low probability. Right, we're top of the trading range, low probability, but could be big reward. Right, we could have a measure move. This kind of answers that question. Like, I'm not interested in going long right now against this signal bar. We do have a higher low setup though on the 2K chart. Notice on the 2K chart, we are struggling to break above the 20 EMA. That could be informing. So even though we have a trading range forming, we are struggling to break above the 20 EMA. What I mean by that is that we are closing above the 20 EMA, but very next bar, we're closing beneath it. That means that we're not there's no gaps, right? We want to see some space between the low of the candle and the MA, showing us that the minor reversal was strong, giving us more confidence that the major reversal will be strong as well. This is a higher low setup, good signal bar. Bottom of the trading range. But like I said, hard to trade because the 20 EMA has been acting as resistance. This is going to make a point on the 50s. 10K chart. Whew. Two-legged pullback. That 20 MA still acting as a type of resistance here, right? Barely closing above it. I'll consider this trap here. I'll consider this trap. It stays a trap until it hits the 50s or the 25s, we lose a trap. If we get a nice hit on the bottom training range reverses, okay, we lost a trap. Still a higher low setup, okay, completely lost a trap. Even lost our higher low setup here. Going sideways now. Good signal bar. Good signal bar for, it's not a higher low, but it is a second entry, surprisingly. I can tell, it's hard to count it manually, but I can tell immediately with the two-legged pullback indicator. But this is why it's a second entry, right? ABC. Decent signal bar, but choppy, right? Again, hard time closing above the 20 MA. Making lower highs each time. Double top here. Hard to say. It does try to make a point. It tried to make it pretty quick too, but it failed to make a point. It's making a micro double bottom here. I would like it to come to test, you know, maybe the bottom of the training range. Essentially creating a H4 for us, another H4. Believe it or not, there's 4 pushes down here in a row. Right, one push, 2, 3, possibly 4, creating an H4 setup. But the H4 is being stingy. It's not, the market's being stingy. It's not giving us the H4. The market's saying if you want to get a point here, you gotta risk it. You gotta risk it. We're not giving you this H4 for free. You gotta risk it. 50-50 in my opinion. The risk is not worth the reward here. We do have a micro double bottom. I would like the H4 to trigger if I were to go long here, because we're so close to it. H4 is failing to trigger, and it looks like it's gonna make its point now. It makes the points on the 75. Whew. This is just choppy right now. I like the H4 to settle. I feel way more confident going long with the H4. But right now, I am not, like, the market was stingy, right? It just gave us the micro double bottom. It didn't give us the H4, and it's saying, hey, we're not gonna give this one for free. We gave the last one for free right here. We're not gonna give this one for free. You gotta take the risk if you wanna go into this trade. And it looks like it's gonna make it, in my opinion. But we have, because now we're like above the 20 MA, as you can see. But it's just risky for me. All right, there it is. Yeah, that's what I thought was gonna happen. I wish that ticked one tick lower, and I could have gotten the H4 setup. That's what I was waiting for. But the micro double bottom, that was enough for the bulls, and that's what the market was telling us. Hey, so we're not gonna give you two for free this time. And that's exactly what happened. Man, the market was stingy. I really wanted the H4. Really wanted this pop up here. Plus, two-legged pullback on the 10K chart triggered as well. The 5-minute looks very ugly, very choppy here. Man, it crashes right back down to the bottom trading range. Incredible. This looks like a reversal to me now, to the downside, right? Can't even come back up to the top here. Now creating double top, possible triple top. That seems like the pattern here. Triple tops, triple bottoms. All right, let me read some of your chats. Just focus. I was waiting for the H4 to set up, so a little focus on the charts. Reading some of your chats. Some of these are kind of already old, so Kevin Fennel says we have break of trend and retest lows on 2K. That's true, retest lows, and that's what this trap was able to make a point. It struggled there, but it got it. Now we're coming back down. Trading range, in my opinion, yep. Wow. Okay. Well, the answer is that. I think we're just in this trading range on the 10K chart right now. You gotta respect it. You gotta respect this trading range on the 10K chart. And that's why I didn't want to go long there, because I was afraid the top of this would not be enough room. But it was enough room, you know, just barely enough. You gotta respect the 10K trading range. So what ended up happening was this made a bear flag, possible measure move. Gotta go to the lowest point of the consolidation to the highest point of the consolidation. And we're basically looking at yesterday's close. But here's a measure move for those who are interested. Avalon FPS says, I think it might be playing the range on 10K. I also think so too. Ryan says, lost my first long, won the second. 1 for 1 for me. Hey, you gotta stick to the good. You gotta stick to the best setups possible. Richard Harris says, would be strange if you were quiet. Alright, I'll just keep talking. Talking Panda. Grant Kim says, 3-0, done for the day. Best of luck, everyone. Hey, congrats, Grant. Congrats. Kevin Fennel says, wow, I'm shocked that happened. Avalon says, another point, baby. Let's go. Let's go, baby. You got the order wrong, man. You gotta say it right. Let's go, baby. Sleepy Joe says, yeah, I wasn't too confident in that trap. So was I. It just wasn't in the right place for me. All right, Megan's back. Good morning, good morning, good morning, pandas. Welcome back, Megan. Jack Pyun says, what's up, Korean panda? Am I Korean? Pandas are usually what? Chinese? What tool is that for the MM? The tool is just the trend line. I just make it and copy and paste it. Copy, paste. I just put it here. Simple as that. Yeah, look at this rejection off the trend line. I'm glad I drew this trend line. And it was a very accurate trend line because once it hit that trend line, it just reversed right on it. Boy, oh boy. Confusing. I mean, downtrend until you hit the bottom of the trading range, I guess. Notice here on the 10K chart, we have a channel overshoot. Could overshoot here, come back in. That could be another thing. So we can have multiple. So the thing about technical analysis is that you can chart it in so many ways. And in my opinion, it's best to have the most reasonable trend lines. And I guess that word reasonable is subjective, but in my mind, if you have, at least the ones I consider reasonable on there, then that's good, right? I have the trading range and also this trend line. So if I see something happen, I'm not surprised. I can be like, okay, if that's happening, then this increases the probability that this trend line is probably more accurate. So that's why I like to have these trend lines, right? I have the trading range and also this this channel. I like to have both. And you might say that's a lot of work. Bye money. That's a lot of work. That's right. It is a lot of work. I mean, if you're trading against the best, you gotta put your work in. Nothing is free in this world. Jack Pyun says you have that Korean accent. Do I? Dream Bigger. Hey, thanks for becoming a member, Dream Bigger. Thanks for becoming a panda. Hey, enjoy your green name. Enjoy priority responding to your questions and comments in chat. Enjoy your two-legged pullback badge. I'll form over time. It'll take about 6 months for you to get your two-legged pullback. Thanks for support. Thanks for the freak. This is basically thanks for donating for my morning coffee. Do appreciate it, pandas. Also, enjoy your emoticons, as I can see you're already taking advantage. Hey, pandas, give Dream Bigger a warm welcome. We have a trap here. Incredible. We can touch yesterday's close. That could be a point of support here. SW Blaze says, I know we don't use a VWAP, but that's what is giving resistance. All right. Yeah, I'm not opposed to anyone using any other indicators, moving averages, whatever. You can use whatever makes you money. You do that, please. But in this channel, we're just trying to focus on the price action. If you feel like you can get a better edge with the other indicators, then please do so. I will never stop you from gaining your edge. JT Carpenter says, well, let's see. SW Blaze. Steve Y says he has a Korean American accent. You should hear him try to speak Korean. LOL. 안녕하세요. JT Carpenter says, hey Pan, I'm still kind of unsure what to look for higher low, lower high setups. That is a confusing thing, and that's why it is hard to look for. But you look for them in trading ranges, and also you look for them in major trend reversals. And I know it's not much more to say than that, to be honest. The only thing is that you got to identify the trading range properly and identify the major trend reversals properly. For instance, right, when we trade this, right, when we come down here and if we pop up here, this is risky. This second entry is risky. But when we have the higher low setup here, we can see with the dark green too. Higher low setup is a more probable trade, though your risk might be greater because you might put your stop loss down here. Higher risk, but better probability. And the reason being is because you don't know if this trading range will hold. And because of the higher low setup or lower high setup on the top, it gives you more confidence that the trading range, it gives you a little more confirmation that the trading range is valid. And so that's why you want those higher low, lower high setups. Just imagine this. Imagine if you went short here and you had this incredible run, and then you had all of a sudden, right, you see this and you're like, okay, I'm okay with that. Right, I'm okay with the pullback. But then now when you have this, another pullback, and then you have a higher low pullback, then you're considering maybe I'll stop out right here. And so those who, were swinging this is their point where they would actually exit their trades. And this is why the higher low setup works on those trading ranges. Because if you swung this is where you would leave, right? This is where you would exit. In my opinion, that's what I would do. Thinking that possible, we hit the bottom of the trading range, we might come all the way back to the top. I don't want to lose all this profits. And so this is why I'll come out right here on the higher low setup on the bottom of a trading range. And so if you think like that, it makes a lot of sense why you would want to get out. Or why you would want to enter into higher low. Because you're entering where the swing traders are coming out. Hope that makes sense. Let's look at the higher time frames. We hit the bottom of this channel on the higher time frame here. The 5 minute creating two strong bear bars. This is actually closing right. That measure move is right on. Wow, that measure move is right. Well, actually, you gotta use this one. Unfortunately, you gotta use that one. Yep, it's the same measure move. A couple ticks below yesterday's close. Let me draw that same trend line on the 2K chart here. Okay, we got some chaos here. Looks like laser beams everywhere, but it is what it is. We gotta keep these. Everything's telling us information here. All these lines are telling us information. We gotta keep them. Sleepy Joe got another trap. Congrats with that trap. Risky trap, but hey, congrats, man. Trap is a trap is a trap. Avalon FP says, looking for a pullback off the measure move and close. Not a bad strategy here. Notice, pandas, we are now on this trend line from this low to this low, and now we try to break below it. We failed to break below it. Reverse back up. Thinking possible trap trade here. Coming back to the top of this channel. That's what I'm thinking. That could be a possibility. But we'll see here. We do have chop here, and typically this chops, you want to fade these breakouts. But look at how many overlapping bars we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 overlapping bars essentially. We fade this breakout. Let's look for a trap here, if we can get it. See this two-legged pullback? I am not interested in this two-legged pullback. This is a straight up two-legged pullback. You can tell by the dark red diamond here. It's because we're above the 20 EMA now, right? And we bounced off support. If we're bouncing off support and above the 20 EMA, it's not a place where you want to go short. Hey, Sleepy Joe, thanks for becoming a panda. Thanks for supporting the channel. Hey, every single time you guys become members, that just that just lets this panda have even more coffee in the morning, and so I do appreciate it. Appreciate the support, pandas. Enjoy your green name. Enjoy your two-legged pullback badge as a form over time. Enjoy priority responding to your questions and comments. Enjoy your fresh emoticons. Give Sleepy Joe a nice warm welcome. Thanks for becoming a member. Thanks for joining the Panda Nation. Looking for that trap, but man, oh man. I'm not sure if we're gonna get it. This is like what I want to see when I go into a trap. I want to see a strong reversal, breaking above 20 MA. The second entry comes and gets stopped out by the 20 MA and reverses. That's the trap I want to see. That's what I'm waiting for, pandas. Skrbeshki makes a great point. If it did trap, there might not have been enough room because of this trend line in the way, right? And when we look at it, it's wedging between these two, essentially creating this triangle. And we got to see which one's going to win out. So we shall see. But yeah, Skrbeshki is correct, right? It hit that trend line perfectly, did bounce off of it. It might break through it, but it did react to it. So we know that that is a point where bulls were selling or bears were entering with limit orders, in fact. But we never got our trap anyway, so I'm not even in this trade. So it's all good. So would you take the two-legged pullback if it hit the top of the wedge? So here he's asking, if it hit this, now would I take this two-legged pullback? I need enough room to the 20 MA. Good signal bar, enough room to 20 MA, I'll consider it. But right now, this signal bar is not good. And not enough room to the 20 MA. this trading range broke out. Coming back into the trading range now. So we got so many things. We got so many things going on. We have this trend line, which I think right now is confirmed because of this failed breakout. We have this trend line currently being tested, but not holding very strong, to be honest. Breaking pretty clearly through it with multiple bull bars. Coming back into this trading range, right? We can come back to the top of this trading range very easily. I mean, we got so many things going on. That's what makes trading so difficult, because you have to consider 3 possible technical analysis things that you have to look at. And sorry about that. Mrs. Panda just dropped off some coffee. Thanks for donating it. Ooh, that's a good signal bar. Good signal bar off this trend line. Maybe I come with a retracement here. Enough room to 20 MA. Right, new low, 2-legged pullback off this trend line. Ooh, should I enter this? That's a good signal bar. That's a really good signal bar. Very good signal bar. Ooh, no, that's not what you want to see. That is not what you want to see when you want to go short. Disappointment from the bears. Sorry, I'm just focused on the charts here. This could potentially be still a good short here. I just don't want it to break above here. This trap is failing to make a point at the moment. Whew. Alright, pandas. Let's just say I'm glad I didn't go short there, because regardless of this, that's stressful. That's a stressful trade. And you've been broken out, or you've been stopped out if you had a Mac-in stop. Took the H2. Does that mean you took this trade right here, the higher low setup? The higher low off the Kellyanne, higher low off here? If you're long here, man, congrats. That's a nice trade. That's a nice trade. That's a nice swing right there. 42.10.75. Coming back into this trading range. What does our 10K look like? 10K is just loving this trend line. Amazing. This trend line is just 10K is in love with it. So you got like conflicting things. We're in trading range plus trend line, channel upwards. Ooh, the 5 minute. Strong uptrend. Missed the measure move actually. Alright. I think we're back in our uptrend state now. Jeez. Yeah, that's why. I wish this trap happened a little lower. I would have entered it, but this is a little too high hitting this trend line. I wish it happened a little lower, but right there was a little risky for me to take that trap. Double top here, but I'm not thinking this double top will hold, to be honest. I don't think it's gonna hold because of the strong bounce off of here. Makes me think that we're gonna keep going higher. Right, this confirmation here is making me think we're bullish. Readjusting my channels, updating them. This trend line will go away. Actually, I'll keep this. This is the top of the 10K trading range. I don't think this double top will hold. I think we're gonna keep going up. Hey pandas, let me know in the chat. Hey, give me a 1 if you think it's gonna be a bull trend day today. Give me a 2, bear trend. Give me a 3, trading range day. Now that we have more information, what kind of day do you think today will be? We do have a double top here. We do have to consider that. I don't think it's going to hold because of the buying pressure that I sense. And the fact that we bounced off that support so perfectly. And, you know, just looking at the 10K chart, this looks like it has more room to go up, to keep going up. I'm not like thinking we're going short until we break this trend line. We could not break it. We tried, failed breakout, came back up. But we are missing the top of the trading range on the 10K chart by a point almost, less than a point. I just think we're going to keep going up here, but I could be wrong. You know, it could reverse here, come back to the bottom trading range. Very easily, it can do that. Yep, no H4. Beautiful. Or no L4 setup. See if we can get a two-legged pullback off the 20 MA here. Double top being tested. All right, most of you guys think we could be in a bull trend, between bull trend and a trading range day. It's pretty split between the two. Hey pandas, if you're enjoying the content here, hit that like button. Hitting that like button not only helps the stream, but helps other people become pandas. Helps other people who are interested in this kind of content to be able to find it easier. So you hitting that like button not only helps the stream, but helps others. You can do a good thing by hitting that like button. Tell you man, Mrs. Panda, we recently got an espresso machine And Mrs. Panda has been killing it with the lattes. Hey, let me know in the chat what kind of milk you use for your coffee. If you use an alternative milk like almond milk, oat milk, soy milk, macadamia milk for those super rich people. Daniel says, measure move on 10K. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Measure move could look like this. Measure move up to here. This is a measure move on the 10K chart for it to hit it. Now a break above yesterday's low, giving us pretty much a bear trend or bull trend day today. Man, this looks, I mean, bouncing off this, off the daily, staying above the 20 MA. Like, we're not done yet, pandas. We're not done. Give me my two-legged pullback, please. It's just giving these like grindy like bull trends, and that's really good for those who have runners. Because I think if you're a runner, you're sticking to your runner still. I think you want like at least 4 points on that runner if you have one. Megan Hedrick says half and half, forever and always. It's like you're married to it. Such a devoted person, such a committed person. What a great quality to have in a person. Just committed to half and half no matter what. You could be in the middle of a jungle and all they have is goat milk and you say, no, I want my half and half. And you bust out your half and half in your little reservoir and you put it in your coffee. Real Idiot says, coffee is bad for you. Sorry, I had to quit. Ah, yes. For those who get addicted to coffee, it's pretty bad. Like, you get, like, headaches, withdrawal. You're, like, scratching your neck because you want more coffee. Lito says, almond. Do you drink your coffee black? Sometimes. I typically, if it's like a cold brew, I like to drink it black. But if it's like an espresso, I do not drink that black. Pandas, we're back to this trend line that we hit our heads last time and reversed violently. We're right back at it with a super strong breakout. When I say super strong breakout, it's because the last 3 pullbacks have been less than a point. As you can tell, because magenta box, perfect scalp box, right? Gold box, magenta box. So the last 3 pullbacks have been less than a point, and we're going right into this resistance again. I think we're gonna break right through it. Unfortunately, we do not have a 2-legged pullback to enter in now. AJ Santa Maria says, almond but tastes yuck. Sleepy Joe says, I used to use soy until my mentor told me I will grow boobs because of the estrogen. He was probably joking, but I stopped anyways. I do believe soy milk does increase estrogen, so I don't know if you'll grow boobs, but I don't know, it might mess with your testosterone. I have no idea. Steve Y says, I tried an oat milk cold brew today at Starbucks. It was pretty good. Richard Harris says, going long again after red finishes, baby. Grant Kim says, straight black, baby. Megan says, my mom used to try to sneak goat milk in the cow milk carton and we always knew. Wow, your mom is evil. If I drank milk and I thought it was cow's milk and it tasted like goat milk, I would have spit that out so fast thinking it was rotten. I mean, if I knew it was goat milk, then sure, I would drink it because I would know it. But if I thought it was cow milk and I tasted like goat milk, I would not be happy with that. Grant Kim says barley tea. Grant Kim says too much soy is no bueno. Speedy Boy said that's a myth, mate. Look at this, pandas. Like I said, I didn't think this double top will hold. We're blasting through it because of this perfect bounce off this trend line. I'm just thinking that was the confirmation we're in a bull trend day today. Unfortunately, pandas, we got no pullbacks. No pullbacks. We cannot. We got no two-legged pullbacks. You know, unfortunately, we cannot enter here. I would love to, but we cannot. The higher low setup, sketchy, risky here. This trade was probably your best trade, but even then, I think it was a little risky. Little risky there. If you had your trend line like real close, real tight like that, then actually that's not a bad trade. That's not a bad trade. But man, that's risky to me because I like it to be closer to 20 MA in my opinion. But yeah, like I wish it didn't I wish the trap triggered right here. I would have entered it right there, and you know, probably got that scalp. But yeah, because it's like way up here, right into that resistance, I was hesitant. Daniel, it says up $200. Let's go, baby. Congrats, congrats. Lido asks, what's your favorite Starbucks order if you go to Starbucks? I'm not gonna lie, Starbucks cold brew is not bad. I like their cold brew. I like, I believe they have some like oat milk thing. I like their oat milk stuff. For me, I drink oat milk. I like the taste of it. Plus, it doesn't do like weird things to me. Falcon 1 says, did Max say in days like this, just buy when you can? Mac would say buy on the key entries. So if you have some sort of trend line, any trend line, you buy at the first touch, first entries, doesn't matter. That's what he would say, but in my opinion, it's too hard to tell. That's deviating from the plan, in my opinion. We're hitting a double top here. Again, I don't think this double top will hold. But we kind of exhausted ourselves to it, in my opinion. We can come back, pull back to the 20 MA at this point. But, I mean, this channel right now is king on the 10K chart, in my opinion. Until this channel's broken, I'm not really, I'm trading this with this channel at this moment. Pretty strong rejection, the double top right here. Let's check the 5 minute. Yeah, you thought it will pull back deep. In my opinion, this move up here on the 5 minute is telling us that we're gonna keep going up. That's my opinion. We couldn't make this measure move. In fact, we reversed. My target for today right here. And it's almost at yesterday's high. We might get our pullback here, pandas. Richard Harris says, short this, baby. Jason made an acronym of my tagline. Let's go, baby. Even though I know everybody says that, but it's the way the pandas say it. You gotta say it like this. Let's go, baby. Gotta emphasize that, baby. Hence, Sir K asked, what you do on vacation? Went to New York. It was great. Went to Brooklyn for the first time. Went to a pizzeria called Locali's. It's a place I believe Jay-Z says is his favorite place, and if you want to go there, you have to wait. You have to get there and reserve, put your name on the wait list like maybe an hour before it opens. and you can get a seat pretty quick once it opens. But put your name down, walk away, stroll around Brooklyn, come back when it opens. But Daniel says, "Told you to hit me up." Oh, Daniel. I mean, I would love, honestly, I'm not against it, but I was on vacation with Mrs. Panda, and I don't know if that's the thing that we were gonna do. If I went on my solo trip and I just would have hang out with some friends, I would definitely. But it was a little trip, a little vacation I had with Mrs. Panda, so we were just enjoying ourselves. Don't take it personal. Real Idiot says Biden, Joey baby. Real Idiot says why do trader prefer ticks on the futures? Well, tick charts have been popular for a long time. This particular time frame, 2000 tick, I think was popularized by Mac from Price Action Trading System, and a lot of people who are watching this stream are familiar with Mac. And he has like the two-legged pullback trading system, and so if you want to know more information about two-legged pullbacks, I would highly recommend check out his stuff. But the 2000 tick chart, he trades it, and so I think a lot of traders who trade that system also trade it. So this is why we trade it on here. But the more importantly than a lot of people using it is the fact that every bar should be on average enough to give you a scalp. And so if you go less than 2000 ticks, then typically the size of the bar, average size of the bar, is not enough to give you a scalp. Whatever time frame you're in, you want to be able to be enough to make a scalp, and whatever you define a scalp to be. We're defining scalp to be 1 point. And so for us, the average bar needs to be greater than 1 point. And that's why the 2000 tick chart kind of works. And also, it's a little different than time charts because it gives you the price action with volume, or quote unquote volume. Because ticks are actually transactions, not volume. If you want to see the actual volume, then you gotta trade a volume chart, right? Let's see here. So let's jump onto here, and I'll show you a volume chart. This is a 5,000 tick volume chart, and the volume chart is actually gives you every single thing with volume. And you can see here, even with the volume chart, we got a trap here, nice little trap. So volume charts, you can trade the volume charts as well, and I actually dabbled with the volume charts because in my mind I'm like, why would I want to trade transactions? Because transactions are arbitrary, right? It could be one contract, it could be 2,000 contracts. But so for me, I was like, okay, let me trade the volume because I thought that would make more sense. But to be honest, actually the transactions, the tick charts end up being a little cleaner than the like the volume charts. So I don't know what it is, but I like the look of the tick charts. Kellyanne says, I'm waiting for a pullback to EMA to go long for sure. Yeah, let's see if we get it. I mean, we are in this trend line, this channel. And so, I mean, we can get the two-legged pullback. Like, this is technically a two-legged pullback. It's a Pikachu right here. A, B, C, Pikachu. And we can make a two-legged pullback within this channel because the channel is so tight and it's so strong that we can make a point right here, right now. Typically, I like to wait to the 20 EMA, but actually, I might have considered this, but in my opinion, we're actually right at resistance. So I like a little further pullback to the 20 EMA. That would be nice, in my opinion. Right, barely enough room to the top of this trading range, right? Small trading range created. Barely enough room to the top. SW says, you got a point with a limit order on this. Congrats. Some people might want to take this trap down to the 20 MA, as Skarbeshki has mentioned. Possibly a good trade, but I'm more interested in letting the price action come to me. And so I don't like to go to the price action, I want it to come to me. But for those who went short there, congrats, you just made a perfect scalp. Absolute scalp, so you scalped out for those who went short there. This is why I wouldn't go long there. Not enough room to the top. Now we're at the 20 MA. 10K chart actually updates the trading range to look like this. Now we're at the top of the trading range. I still think we have more room to go up, pandas. I don't think we're done here. We're breaking below the 20 MA now. Alright, pandas, it's 10:47. Not much for me. I saw all this happen before my eyes. Couldn't enter anywhere in there. And finally when it reversed, didn't want to go low there because of the chop. But that's a nice trade if you're able to get. You'll be in a runner still with this one. That was a Pikachu, top of the trading range, double top. But pandas, 10:45, 10:48. I gotta leave. I gotta go. Hey pandas. Hope you enjoyed the stream. If you want to know more information about the indicators, check out the official website www.twoleggedpullback.com. For me, I could find two-legged pullback second nature, but I still use the indicator because it's just so helpful, right? It's like you can use a drill or you can use a screwdriver, but if you have a power drill, why not use a power drill every single time? You know, it's just my opinion. It's just easier. So, if you want more information, check out the website. But with that being said, hey, if you also enjoyed the video, hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hey, when you hit that like button, you not only help the stream, you help others find this stream. So you hitting that like button lets others know you actually help the world by hitting that like button, because there might be someone out there who's looking for content like this but cannot find it because it's not in their suggestion box, because YouTube is not propagating this video because you guys are not hitting that like button. So hitting that like button does help spread the word, and so do appreciate if you do like the video. Also, I'm doing this completely for free, and so it does help the stream out a lot. But with that being said, pandas, hey, we got that one scalp today. I'm good with that. We're taking the best setups possible, and the other setups just didn't feel it. I had my reasons not to take them. They were good, some of them were decent, but just not good enough for me. And so, that being said, trade safe, everybody. Hey, as always, happy trading. God bless. God bless. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hey, let me know in the stream what you thought about the. Let me know in the chat what you thought about the stream. And we'll end right here. Thanks, pandas.